Good morning. It is September 17th, 2024, and it is time for another Taco Tuesday here at WiLS. We are joined today by three vendor partners joining us to talk about what they have to offer for our members. I like to keep these intros short, so I am going to stop sharing my screen, and that will allow, I think Dana maybe is going to take over. We've got Dana, Shannon, and Robin joining us from WT Cox.
Wonderful. Can you see that, Robin?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, and good morning to everyone. Some of you may already be familiar with WT Cox, as we have worked with quite a few Wisconsin libraries over the years, and we're very excited to partner with WiLS and share some of our solutions with you today. Next slide, please. Thank you. So my name is Robin Barber, and I'm a Regional Director of Sales at WT Cox, and I've been with the company for about 15 years now. And then with me today, I also have Dana Reeves, who is our Regional VP of Sales, and she's been with the company for around 22 years. And then Shannon Kaysen, Regional Director of Sales, who has been with us for about 23 years. And we all kind of work as a team together with libraries in Wisconsin. And again, we're super excited to share some stuff with you today. Just a brief overview of WT Cox. We were established in 1974 by the sweet man pictured here, Mr. Willard Cox. He started this at his kitchen table and selling magazines door to door, and we have grown over the years, and we're actually celebrating a very big milestone year this year, 50 years of serving libraries. So we're super happy about that accomplishment, very proud of that. We offer subscription management services for your serials at your library, and we offer a lot of support tools to help make that process a little bit more efficient and easier for you. WT Cox is privately owned and operated, so we work very closely with management, and we're often able to make decisions very quickly. And we're able to kind of cater to your needs as far as designing our services around the specific needs of your library. And our commitment, our number one goal has always been to customer service. We realize that you can purchase magazines and newspapers directly from the publishers or a simple website. But when you use a subscription agent such as WT Cox, you're paying for the service, and you don't necessarily get that by ordering, directly through the publishers. It's a lot. So that's where our main focus has always been, to listen and provide, the best customer service that we possibly can. And one of the ways that we do that is by assigning a personal customer service rep to your account. As part of the onboarding process, the customer service manager monitors and audits the workloads of our customer service reps and assigns someone who's going to best fit the needs of your library. And so you always have one single point of contact for all of your needs. We also offer CoxNet, which is our online account management system where you can easily manage your subscriptions. And Shannon's going to cover that a little bit more in depth in just a moment. And then we also have a lot of integrated solutions to work with as far as your subscription management goes, other resources to kind of help make that process a little more efficient. And obviously we can't share everything today, but we're going to go over Magster, which is our digital magazine platform, and we'll get right into that. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Shannon.
Thanks so much, Robin. We're actually going to start with CoxNet, and we're going to show you some screenshots here, but I want to tell you a little bit about this phenomenal serials management platform that we have. It is our exclusive serials management system, and it has really been touted as one of the best in the industry. Not only the best, but one of the easiest ones to navigate and use. You have real-time data, so it's 24/7 real-time data. You have your account access at any time. It's got lots of features in it, including your subscriptions, whether you're a library that has multiple branches or you're just a one-shop library. You can see your subscriptions there. You have automated renewals as well as reporting capabilities. And one of our newest developments within CoxNet for you is EviSense, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. I want to first show you a screenshot here of CoxNet. So if you were a library that was had different branches, you as an admin can be set up to be able to see all of your branches collectively or as a individual branch listed here. Now this is our demo account that we took this from. So if your branch names would actually be the ones that are listed here, and you could click on them. Your branch librarians only have access to the branches that you want them to have access to. And if you were the admin working from this screen, these tabs across here, which I'm going to show you a little bit more detail on some of these in the next slides, these tabs up here would be for you to manipulate your entire collection for the entire library. Next. So here I wanted to show you title notifications. This is one of the things that we wanted to cover today. We have notifications. You'll see title notifications that are just for your titles that you subscribe to. So if there's any changes that are happening, you'll see this change type drop down box. This is outlining all of the changes that we capture and report to you. You can set your date criteria and run this at any time. And most of our information in CoxNet is exportable. So you'll see an export tool here to export that. You'll see here publisher notices that we received for being delayed publications. And what we love about this is if there's a library, say out in California, that's subscribing to Harper's Bazaar here, and they call us and let us know they've not received their title, we call and find out it's actually been delayed. We update our system with all the information we can gather. And as soon as we hit save, it pushes a notification out to every single one of our customers that receives that title. So it really helps us stay very on top of the game with the title changes. There's also notifications in this toolbar. If you'll see up here, the dashboard rather, there is a notification with 72. You also get notifications for things that are happening within your account that you need to have brought to your attention, including a claim response or a new invoice or anything that you need attention to. When you come into CoxNet, you'll have your notifications there. And then I think we're going to switch over to the next screen. And this is where you've made a claim. Once you've made a claim, you can come and review them. This is capturing up here. This is all of the original claim information that had been originally submitted. And then you can see a dialogue history. So once you make a claim for this one is a damaged issue, then we will contact the publisher. And once we get feedback from them, say, we'll have a replacement issue out in 2 weeks or so, we'll put that in there and hit save, and then you'll get a notification that you have a message for your claim, and then you can come in here and review it. You can post a new message, and then it just keeps gathering and holds this dialogue in this one place for you to be able to come back and reference at any point. So communication is pretty important to us. And these are just two key ways that we keep that communication flowing with our notifications and these claim feedbacks for you. And one last thing I want to talk about today is our newest development within CoxNet, and that is EviSense. It is our collection development tool. It's evidence-based on different criteria, including replacement for discontinued, subject interest, languages spoken, what's popular within certain radius around your library. So what it does is it's giving you suggestions based on these evidence to replace titles that have maybe lost circulation type, their issues have gone down, or they've ceased all completely together and you're looking for a replacement. This is one of those ways that we're really helping you identify what could be good replacements for some of these titles. As we all know, it seems like the titles are forever changing and going out of business. So it helps us help you keep these resources in your library. We also have 300 popular titles for all libraries. We've got 50 Spanish titles, a top 50 of Indo-European titles, as well as 50 Asian Pacific titles there for you to select from. We always get asked about these different languages and titles that we have available, so we've made that readily available for you within CoxNet as well. And so this is a very, very, very high version of CoxNet. So I definitely encourage you, if this looks interesting to you, you'd like to see more, there's plenty of tabs we didn't capture today. We'd be glad to do a one-on-one with you and go over all of this and really dig into it to see how it might help your library and your workflow. So next up, we're going to talk about Magster, which is our digital magazine platform. This is phenomenal. Even if you already have digital magazines, or if you're looking for digital magazines, please, please, let's take a look at this. We have unlimited simultaneous users. There are over 10,000 titles in multiple languages available on this platform. It's kind of like an all or nothing. I like to think of it kind of like a database. You're paying for access to get to these titles. But once you do, you have unlimited simultaneous users, unlimited downloads. There's admin tools and reporting. There's an app for it that works really well. We've got some screenshots on the next screen to show you. So when you come into Magster, this is exactly what it looks like. You bring this up. This is off of a smart device. We've done these screen captures. You can see it shows the beautiful illustrations of the covers. It makes me want to dig right into some of these magazines, and that's what it's going to do to your customers, to your patrons. Some of the things that we absolutely love about Magster, it comes with 2 years worth of back issues at least, and there may be more that's dependent on the publisher, but there's at least 2 years of back issues included. You can see that listed in recent issues down there. You can see all those back issues that are there. And when you click on a title to look at, you can read it directly from the screen. You can look at it on an app, and you can have some navigational choices as well. You can change the swipe direction. Are you going to swipe, or do you want to scroll? I find it depends on what type of tablet or smart device I'm using. If I'm on my phone, I'm usually scrolling, but if I'm on my iPad, I'm swiping. So you can set it up where you can see a one-page view, or you can open it up like a magazine to hold. You can see the whole double page. You can bookmark. You can crop and share. Think about recipes. This is what we like to think about. We always pick this recipe magazine to take a look at, but you could crop one of these recipes and send it over and share it immediately. So also, you can download these for offline reading. And once you download these titles to your device, they stay there until they're deleted. So you don't even have to turn them back in. You can keep them forever if you wanted to, until the library kills their subscription, that is, with Magster. And I think that's it. Dana, did I leave anything out?
I think just the bookmarks part.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, so the bookmarks, we're showing you the bookmarks here. So this will like it shows, bookmarks within the magazine, so you could come back and read it later, or maybe it's a favorite article or whatever you'd like to say, but you can save it and come back in here. And once you have indicated titles that are your favorites and you've looked at them and download them a couple times, you'll actually get a notification that'll come up and ask, do you want to be notified when a new issue is released? Bringing your patrons back and back again and again for this resource. So it's very price effective. We have gone head to head with the major digital magazine providers, and we beat them nearly every time. So if you're looking to save money and expand your digital library collection, Magster is definitely something you really want to take a look at. So with this page, we just want to show you there's a lot more to WT Cox other than just the 2 features that we showed you today. We offer Find My Past, which is the genealogical type like ancestry. We have Cox Link coming in, which is going to connect you to your e-resources. That's one of our newest features coming out on CoxNet later this year. And we also offer Book Boon, which is self-directed online learning with ebooks and classes and recordings. And if you're using anything like LinkedIn Learning, you might be interested in taking a look at Book Boon. And I think I'm turning it back over now.
Wow.
Answers?
What a great presentation. There's so much to learn, and I can see just by the list of things you weren't able to cover that we're just going to have you back a couple of times, right?
That was great.
As always, if anyone here in the live session has any questions for our new friends, and I don't think I actually mentioned this, but WT Cox is a new WiLS vendor partner. We're really excited to have you. And exciting to become partners in your 50th year. WiLS just celebrated our 50th year like last year, so we're contemporaries both in industry and in time. That was
Perfect.
a weird way to say that, but anyway.
Yeah, I think that it was just updated on your website yesterday too, or this morning.
Great. Well, we're thrilled. We're excited to be in partnership. I don't see any questions right now, but I will say for those with us here today, and if you're watching us in recording, do feel free to reach out to us here at WiLS. And you can see here on the screen that that there's an email to reach the folks at wtcox.com as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, folks.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen again just to get us ready for our next presenter. Joining us next is a new face, but from an established vendor partner. We've got Shilpa coming to us to talk to us about Scrible. Shilpa, are you ready to take over?
I am. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm excited and thrilled to be here. As Jeff mentioned, I'm here from Scrible, where if you don't know us, we're a super app for research and writing. And most important thing is we love tacos. I couldn't resist. I had to put that GIF up there at the top. And you don't take it from me. We also just found out today that we are the recipient of the 2024 Tech and Learning Award for Excellence. So we're really, really excited about that. Just a little bit about me, since I'm a new face here. I've been a history and humanities teacher for many years, as well as a principal of a 6th through 12 public school. I'm really, really passionate about research, writing, and critical thinking skills. And I am not just somebody who works at Scrible. I actually used Scrible in my classroom when I was a teacher. So I'm speaking to you from firsthand experience. And so please contact me if you want to get Scrible at your district. My email's right there, shilpa@scrible.com, and I'll post that in the chat as well. So first, we'd like to start off just by talking a little bit about why focus on an app for research and writing, right? When you have so many things going on. I mean, for those of the librarians in the house, we probably already know writing and research are really tough skills to teach. And this data on this slide kind of proves that, right? Like 73% of 12th graders right now do not write proficiently. They are not prepared for their post-secondary pathways that they may take after high school. And 60% of even some of what we would consider our high achieving and well-resourced secondary students really struggle with research skills. So why is that the case? First and foremost, as a former teacher, I can attest, research and writing is incredibly difficult to do, to practice, to teach, and to track. It's a really process-intensive and time-consuming thing. And typically when we talk to a lot of schools and districts, students, educators are kind of cobbling together a lot of different apps in order to go through the research and writing process from start to finish. And it's really hard for students to stay organized, right? There's a lot of things they have to keep track of. And it's also really hard for educators to access and assess student work in an efficient manner. And so we like here at Scrible like to think of the research and writing process as curating your sources, annotating your sources, citing those sources, organizing and synthesizing that information, kind of writing up your drafts, and then collaborating, whether it be peer reviews, teacher feedback, etc. Right? This complicated process, again, is difficult to kind of track. And the great thing about Scrible is we've brought it all under one roof. So you can do every single one of these steps in Scrible and really keep track of where, all of your resources and writing are. And so we like to say that Scrible does for writing what's done in math, which is show your work, right? Show us your process, not just your essay or your end product, but show us everything that you did to get there. And Scrible makes it really, really easy for teachers and students to do just that. So I'd like to play a little short video for you so that you can see kind of firsthand how Scrible does this.
Until now, students have had to use multiple separate tools for their research and writing work. making it time-consuming, frustrating, and hard to stay organized throughout the process. Scribble unites this disjointed workflow by bringing everything together under one roof. It's a super app for students, educators, and librarians to curate, annotate, cite, and write. With Scribble, curating information is easy. Scribble saves web pages, PDFs, and database articles instantly to a cloud-based library with just a click of the Scribble Chrome extension. You can also add files like PDFs from your desktop and Google Drive. You can richly annotate articles directly in the browser and even collaboratively annotate with others in real time. Citations are generated automatically. Scribble pulls citation information from articles and books and instantly displays the properly formatted citation. The Scribble library stores a wide variety of file and information formats. Stay organized by using full text search and tags to find articles. Scribble also empowers the writing process. Quickly generate an outline by dragging and dropping quotes and comments from your Scribble library. In Google Docs, the Scribble add-on allows you to access your library so you can easily insert your outline and bring your evidence, comments, and citations into the paper while automatically updating your bibliography. Scribble is deeply integrated with Google for Education, including roster sync and assignment integration with Google Classroom. Scribble also offers rich analytics for tracking student progress in real time. Quickly see which students are struggling and where they're stuck. Scribble centralizes student work, making it accessible in one place and enabling educators to easily provide timely feedback throughout the entire process. For students, Scribble frees up valuable time wasted on manual and mundane tasks or higher level learning, like reading critically for quality evidence and crafting strong arguments. For educators, Scribble enables personalized instruction for close reading, research, and writing. Sign up for a free account today and see what Scribble can do for you.
Awesome. Hopefully that gave you a good overview of our product. I'm going to go into our tools as well to show you a little bit more. But I wanted to mention that we are already in Wisconsin. We love being in Wisconsin. So we're at Menominee Falls and St. Francis School District. And so we'd be happy to, if you're interested in Scribble and want to know the experience of some of these districts who've used us before, we'd be happy to connect you. So I want to go over quickly, what can your students do at Scribble? Number one, most important, stay organized. We all know that student who comes to school, opens their backpack, and a ton of papers fly out, right? This is a way for a student to keep all their sources, their drafts, their outlines, and final paper all in one place. And Scribble can also automatically generate all of your citations and annotated bibliography, regular bibliography. And so students spend less time on trying to look up in the MLA handbook, how do I cite an article, and instead spending more time kind of developing those critical research and writing skills. You can also use Scribble to practice close reading skills. All of our amazing annotation features really help students develop those literacy and reading skills when it comes to analyzing sources. And one of my favorite features, as a teacher who's used Scribble at the high school level, students can take their work with them even once they leave your district. So we've kind of developed the product so that students can take all of their work that they've done in middle school or high school with them post-secondary for free. So, you know, even though your students leave you, we don't leave your students. Okay, and what educators can actually do with Scribble? A couple different things. One, it's very easy to disseminate common text. So if you have an article or even a book or even, you know, primary sources that they want every single student in their classes to read, they can do that with a click of the button. They can help their students obviously develop those literacy skills by creating different annotation keys for highlights and commenting when it comes to annotation. You can also use Scribble to real-time collaborate. So if you want to have students simultaneously analyze a text, you can use Scribble for that as well. And very easy for folks to track student progress, take a look at their class, really make sure they know who to intervene with and when. And it really helps them kind of even see the time spent on each and every step of the writing process. And so we provide a space for teachers to really look at those analytics and make sure that they're using those to to drive their instruction. And it helps them centralize all of their feedback in one place. If teachers can give feedback on the actual sources that students have chosen, their annotations, their outlines, their drafts, etc. Okay, so let's get into the tool actually so that I can show you a little bit of what this looks like. Okay. So this is Scribble from the point of view of a student. You'll see here I'm in kind of a demo English 101 research paper. What you're looking at right now is a student's assignment library for this particular paper. And so you'll see all of their sources that they've already saved for their assignment library are here. All of the annotations from all their different sources are here and are easily searchable, and you can use tags as well. Their bibliography, which has been generated already from all their sources, is here, as well as their outline, their paper, and there's different metrics that they can look at for themselves as well to track their own progress. So one of the best features of Scribble is our online annotation toolbar. Now you can annotate any source, even if it comes not from online and you have databases and things that you are using. But we know a lot of students are doing things on the web at this point. So, you know, I found a little article here on animal testing. And so I'm just gonna, with a click of the button, my Chrome extension, load the Scribble toolbar, and you can see that this source has automatically been saved to my Scribble library for that assignment. So it keeps track of all of their sources. And right here, we have a plethora of options for students to choose from how they want to annotate and interact with the text. One of our most popular is the highlighter function, and you can see here, there's different annotation keys that this teacher has set up for this assignment. So if I say, hey, I actually want blue to stand for my pro arguments, I'm gonna click on blue, and I'm gonna go ahead and highlight what I think is a good pro argument, and that'll get saved in my library. I can also, if I want to comment on anything here, let's say I want to make a comment and say, this would be a great point for my first, you know, argument, and we can go ahead and hit comment there. And so all of the comments get saved, you know, and are saved in the library. You can also go ahead and use any of our assistive features over here. So we have a lot of options here for defining selected words. So if a student is wondering, like, I'm actually not sure what the word inhumane is, I would like it to define it for me. It'll go ahead and define it. You can do the same thing with translation. So anybody with any kind of English language learners here, they can go ahead and highlight whole sections of an article or text, and it will go ahead and translate it for them, and they can set their different languages as well. Same thing, you can have the text read aloud to you as well. So lots of different features that really support students with special needs as well. And over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to show you just quickly the citation bar. This is where we'll capture all of the citation information. Students can put in their citation annotation if that's the case, and we highlight in pink kind of the aspects of the citation we think students need to look at and investigate. So all of that gets will automatically get saved. You can see right here my animal testing pros and cons is now in my library automatically. And another really cool feature is that when you're in your outline or you're in your actual paper that you're writing, you're able to go ahead and pull in information directly from your sources. So if I want to say I'm doing my outline and I know I want to add in some of that, you know, some of my con arguments here, I'm going to, whoops, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and do that one more time. All right, let's say I want to go ahead and add this one, you know, and I can go ahead and just click on it and drag it into, let me see, I think, try this guy. There we go. Okay, so I can go ahead and click and drag my annotations, and it'll automatically put in the evidence information for me and cite it for me in my outline. So really cool features that makes it just super easy for students to really develop those research and writing skills. From a teacher perspective, you can also take a look at student progress for an assignment. This is that same English 101 research paper. And as you can see, I can set different goals for my students. So I can edit how many sources they need to curate or cite, or how many words they need to write. And this data will, change automatically, and you can sort this as well. You can also click a little bit more to get more information on what types of sources students are saving. So you can intervene as appropriate for a student who may not be saving the correct type of sources. So we've got student progress, class progress as well. And these all are clickable so that you can, at a click of a button, kind of see who you need to intervene with. All right, awesome. And then just a couple more points here before we end. We wanted to mention that Scribble is really very broadly applicable. It can be used across multiple content areas, programs, initiatives, great for, all students, as well as students who are taking advanced courses, or if you have any initiatives like project-based learning or literacy or close reading or AVID, we've seen Scribble used across the entire school and district, which is great. And it integrates very easily into your classroom. We partner with Google, Microsoft, Canvas, Schoology, Clever, ClassLink. All of these work really well with Scribble. So, whichever tech tools you're already using, we want it to be accessible, user-friendly, and just easy to integrate. All right, I'm going to stop my share. I think I'm out of time, but maybe Jeff will tell me if I have any more time.
Yeah, we're pretty much at time, Shilpa.
No problem.
But thank you so much for the overview. I always find the show your work argument is super compelling. The first time I heard that from Scribble, I was like, oh, of course. Like that, it really makes a good case, and I know that it's been resonant with our members. So I'm glad to have you back, and we'll have you for the first time to have Scribble back to another Taco Tuesday. But we'll have to you'll have to come back again, just like our last presenter. We'll have to bring you back again so you can show us even more.
Absolutely. Thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us, Shilpa. All right. And that, I'm going to share my screen one more time just to get us queued up for our third presenter, who I can already see is here. Miriam, are you all ready to take over?
Well, let me share my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. It is afternoon in Wisconsin. It's just cresting 11 in Colorado, and I have a view of the Colorado foothills from my office, and I am just thrilled to be with you this afternoon to talk about the expanded accessibility features in all of Rosen's digital portfolio, our databases and interactive ebooks. And I'm especially excited because we've heard since before COVID. COVID just really highlighted issues around lagging literacy and reading comprehension, and those things that are fundamental to driving student achievement and student success. And one of the incredible beauties in working with digital resources and evolving them over time is, we've worked for, as you have seen in your own resources, with read aloud. So having text read aloud or having foreign language translation. And those things were really extraordinary for our English language learners who may or may not be struggling, or our students with different learning styles and different learning abilities to really have the success they need when it comes to fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, all those things that are so important for reading success and learning success. And Rosen has now integrated into all of our digital resources new accessibility features. And those are tools, and this is a tool that we've integrated from a company called Accessiby that really gives the student, gives the reader incredible options to adjust their particular view of a database or interactive ebook, from clearing flashes to enhancing visuals to reducing distractions, optimizing for screen readers and automatically recognizing screen readers. And then through the read aloud portion of the database, among the things we can do with really fine-tuning, speeding up and slowing down of a read aloud and enabling page masking is enabling an open dyslexic font. And so as a parent of a student who struggled with and then mastered dealing with dyslexia and ADD, I have years of firsthand experience of observing what happens when a student is struggling and when there is a breakthrough. So I'm just going to show a short video now that will give you an overview of all of these features. Hello, this is an introduction to the expanded accessibility features now offered in Rosen Digital Resources, Rosen Databases, and Rosen Interactive eBooks. I will be using the Teen Health and Wellness database interface to demonstrate these features. First, let's take a look at what lies behind this blue icon with this white humanoid figure inside of it. I will click on it, and when I click on it, the menu of accessibility adjustments, which are automatically integrated into the digital resource, appears. You can turn on a seizure safe profile, vision impaired profile, so profile on, profile off, and thus we go down in ADHD profile, profile on. You can see the color changed a little bit, and there's text masking going on. Profile off. Cognitive disability, keyboard navigation, blind users, screen reader. When this is enabled, the screen reader is automatically recognized. Content scaling of all types, adjusting the font size and the letter spacing, color adjustments, and orientation adjustments. So we now achieve within the Rosen resources the highest compliance for accessibility. What I clicked on was the accessibility statement. You'll see it here. And this goes into all the details of what's available to patrons, to readers, to students, anyone using Rosen Digital Resources. So this is extraordinary, truly guaranteeing equity for all. There's another way to access a type of expanded accessibility features. So we will go into an article, we'll link from the home page and look at Libby's story. In this case, what we're going to do, you see, that remains. It appears on every single page. You can choose language translation, one of 100 languages. If that language is also read aloud, we'll get to the read aloud in a moment. The listen button will appear here. We're now in English. If we click listen, we see we have the option to choose a male or female voice. And for so many of our users, our listeners, our readers, there's so many ways to read. We can read with our ears now. The timbre, the tone of a male or female voice will make a difference. You can choose the speed of the read aloud. But what we can also do is something that I find incredibly exciting and is new to our resources. You can choose text mode. And here we have it in a box, the text that was that article page that we were on. I am going to go to this gear, and it allows me to choose fonts. And one of the fonts you can choose is the Open Dyslexic font. And that automatically will enable that to be readable, that page of text. You can make that text larger. You can make it smaller. You can also read this text aloud. So we've expanded the usability. You can also make that bigger, make it smaller now, return it, and we're back to that page. So we can work with the read aloud, the speed of the read aloud, the male or female voice, the font of the page, which includes now an open dyslexic font, further expanding this resource, all of our digital resources for all learners. So I hope this brief introduction into the expanded usability and accessibility of the Rosen Digital resources is helpful. If you have any question, just contact someone on the Rosen Digital team. Thanks so much. So I hope that that rather detailed overview of what the resources now offer using our Teen Health and Wellness database, but you'll find that accessibility icon in the bottom right or the bottom left of the pages of our databases and interactive ebooks. I want to say that we're so committed to this, that building this into the fabric of our resources, and I do think this is a game changer. So we all have to ourselves get accustomed to what this might mean to have an ADHD friendly profile, keyboard navigation, but it really opens up a world of learning and a world of equitable learning. And as I showed in the video, we adhere to the strictest possible World Wide Web Consortium accessibility guidelines. And that is nothing short of a game changer for you and for your students. And so when you're looking at why would you subscribe to Rosen Digital resources? Again, I have Teen Health and Wellness. That is one such resource. But the size of your school community, your school population that you can really serve. So your special education group, for them to see this and understand that these resources that you've put time and energy into vetting and good budget money into licensing, this now has an efficacy for their work and their students in a way that perhaps had not been recognized, but really needs to be recognized before. So if you think about what your role is as a licensor and provider of this library of digital resources, you are serving the broader community. You can imagine the smiles on the face of your principals, school administrators, district administrators for how you're using your budget, but also what the possible end result is. There isn't a place in the United States that isn't concerned about student test scores. This isn't about test scores. This is about creating literate students and citizens. How do you acquire the basics of information in forms that are most meaningful? And so I'm excited to share this with you today. We always offer trials to our digital resources, and I will be providing Jeff with a designed piece that he can share over the WiLS listserv that will detail again what it is I talked about and also offer trials to any of our resources. So these are the collection of our databases and interactive ebooks. And again, I think we've cracked the code here with offering this at no change to the subscription price to our already fairly priced resources. So I thank you so much. It's been our pleasure for, well, I would say we're over 50 years. We're over 60 years. Haha, even more years than you. And it's been our pleasure to work with teachers, educators in the WiLS community. So thanks again for giving me the time to talk about what's new.
Miriam, it's always a pleasure to have you here, and I have to say I'm just blown away by the work and naturally the resources that must have been poured into developing these accessibility tools. That couldn't be a better use of those resources to make sure that the products that you're offering can be used by everybody. That's really great. I kudos on that. I think I agree with you. I think it's a game changer or a new standard to be set. So really great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All right. That's a wrap.
All right. Well, and that actually is going to bring us to the end of today's session. We lost one presenter early this morning. Decided they couldn't make it, or said they couldn't make it. So we're just going to be very pleased with the 3 excellent presentations that we had today from W.T. Cox, Scrible, and Rosen Digital. Thank you to all of our presenters. Thank you to those of you here attending. If you are here live, if you are watching the recording after the fact, I will reiterate what I've said before. If you have questions or feedback for any of our presenters, please feel free to reach out to us here at WiLS. Always the best way to reach the cooperative purchasing team here is at coop@wils.org. That's COOP@wils.org. And stay tuned for our next Taco Tuesday, coming again 2 weeks from now on October 1st. We'll be right back here with another slate of excellent presentations from WiLS vendor partners. Thanks to you all for being here today. I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye, everyone.